All right, people. There's many YouTubers, a couple of very famous YouTubers, faking PSP7 spirit boxes sessions. How are they doing it? They're taking walkie talkies. They have one person speak through a walkie. They have their own voice speaking through the walkie talkie. So it'll be on, and they'll be like, "Hello, how are you?" And then through the other walkie talkie, there's a person in another room speaking, answering what the guy's asking. So if I said if I said, "Hey, ghost, are you there?" The other person in the other room would speak here and say, "Yes, I'm here." And then the transmission comes through the walkie-talkie and is picked up by the radio. So there's people faking PSP7 Spirit Box sessions through walkie-talkies. Now, walkie-talkies can be used for real ghost communication, just like the spirit comm, the transmission between one and the other, and the interference opens up a spark gap. So ghosts in the middle, if voices come through or around the area, they can be picked up by the walkie-talkies. That's real. PSP7 does pick up real ghosts. How? I don't usually pick that up on PSP7.
Yeah. Fight.
Did you hear that? That sounded like Bruce Lee saying fight or something like that. I think he's back. Is that you, Bruce Lee? Are you back? Anyway, this sounds like just the same way as it's scanning, as the PSP7 is scanning. It's going, say this is AM station 110, and this is station AM station 112. As it goes, right, as it's scanning station to station, in between is a milliamp spark gap. In between is created a broadband wave. If I'm sending this wire, the power into the spirit box, and say I cut this wire, the electricity can no longer go through, right? But if I keep the wires near each other, just like the antennas, if I cut this wire in half, but I keep them near each other, the electricity will still jump from one side to the other. Take a Ghost Hunter M2, turn it on, and you get your ghosts speaking through it, right? These are not picking up ghosts. These are picking up all the bad guys. Mostly the bad guys. Or the ministering spirits that are assigned to you. Which is why when you turn on ghost apps, you're always picking up voices. Doesn't matter where it is. It always seems to be the same thing. Watch many ghost shows. As soon as you turn on the ghost app, you get immediate ghosts. Immediately. How come? Because they're around you 24/7. Read your religious books. The Quran, the Bible, the Old Testament, the Torah. They all speak of the same thing. These creatures are assigned to you. They watch us 24/7. When you take a shit, when you have sex, when you eat food, when you're out about your whole life, the good things, the bad things, it doesn't matter what you do. They're watching us. And the Bible says everything is made plain. On the other side, they can see everything we do and hear everything we do. So ghost apps are picking up evil entities. Mostly. Sometimes good ones come through. So ghost apps do work. How they work is there's a dictionary in it, and it spits out words.
And this plugs into the PC, and it captures RF frequency on two antennas simultaneously, so I can tell the amplitude that hits the antenna, I can actually tell the frequency of it, and I can also calculate the voltage that hits it. So I can give you a real detailed, accurate idea of what the EMF looks like in a room. Plus I have temperature and I have IR and ambient light at the same point in time. And my idea was I wanted to start correlating data. Now you need to understand I hadn't got into ITC at this point in time. And my whole premise was not so much what was going on, and it was not the message, what people were receiving. I was more intrigued by exactly how it was happening. So my whole premise has always been, how do I get more data, more information, more accurately, so that I can actually know exactly what I'm doing. I want to be able to, one of these days, be able to say, I know how that happens. Because if we can ever crack that, we can make everything happen. So that's kind of where my research goes. From there, I went to a little bit different device that plugs into the PC. Now, I was contacted by somebody I'm not going to mention. They were looking for a different version of Frank's box. Now, I'd never seen Frank's box at the time. And talking about that, it occurred to me really quickly that I had all the components to create speech. Now, I took a whole different route. I don't use a voice generator of any kind to create the speech. I use the original used a computer program. And what we did is we took the environmental energy and we correlated that to a dictionary within the computer. So we didn't manipulate it in any way, shape, or form. We let, if the voltage hit it and said the voltage level equated out to a level of 516, we matched it with a word in the dictionary, and that's how we let the unit speak.
According to the magnetic field around that's manipulated, right? Well, that's one way they can do it. But there's gold inside a cell phone, all right? Inside cell phones is gold plated. Which is often why you hear spirits asking for gold. Every metal, for example, copper, every metal, copper, metal, steel, gold, silver, every metal has a different frequency. It can do very different things if different electricity or frequencies are applied to it, or sound is applied to it, has a different reaction. So they know this. So he says lie, right? Yeah, you guys lie. So stop telling lies, you fake ghost session people. Tell the truth. Turn up the volume here. Can't turn up the volume for some strange reason. This thing is cracked. But anyway, if you take a the way voice random generators work, I'm not talking about spirit box ghost apps, the ones that like this. Like here's one, EVP Finder, right? It's not EVP. You turn it on. So there's pre-recorded sounds in ghost apps, right? In ghost box apps. So you're just hearing whatever they played for you. And you hope spirits come through and manipulate it. They sometimes can, but as ghosts, mostly, no. Ghosts are not that technological. Demons, evil spirits, demons, especially demons, they have horns. You know, the devil's horns. It's not Illuminati. Devil's horns. By the way, the Illuminati that people talk about is humans that are controlled by Satan and his army. Satan, when he fell out of heaven, he has over 600 angels that are currently controlling the world. Jesus even called Satan the god of this world. Anyway, when you hear these voice generators, they're picking up, each word has a number. So say hello has the number 1. So it's like a Morse code, all right? Put it this way. Here's a TV remote, right? When I push a button, it sends out a light wave to the receiver, and then the channel changes, or whatever I want to do, right? A demon, say this TV remote is a demon. He has horns, right? And his horns are basically antennas. That's why demons have horns. They're not there just for decoration. And then their antennas are much like this light sensor. So they think of the number 5. And then the number 5 goes through their horns, sends it out, hits the cell phone, and the numbers that are in here that are assigned, hello is number 5, how are you is number 2, right? Each word is assigned a number. So whatever number they think about hits the dictionary, and the word comes out.
Let's play Find the Scorpion. Can you see it? Oh, how about that?
Hammer.
That. There you go, people. How do they see that? Because they can see all the electrical field. They can see through it. All the words are bubbling around here, basically. If you could only see the invisible. But human technology is not that advanced yet. And that's how these spirits will talk through ghost apps. So you're not picking up EVP, because EVP is done through audio recorders. So EVP is done through audio recorders. EVP is electronic voice phenomena, real ghost voices being picked up by recording. Random voice generator apps, ghost apps, spirit boxes. If they're digital, there's digital and analog, right? There's a difference. Go learn that. And then the voices are being picked up by these because it's gold plated. So when the demon sends out the signal, it hits the gold that's inside or the silver, and boom, the signal bounces into the device, hits the correct number. So if I want to say hello, if this is a demon, he thinks of one signal gets shot out through his devil horns that they have, and then boom, it comes the voice. There you go, just like that. It's like he demonstrated. Now, EVP is sound waves, right? Lower or higher than the human sound, depending on your audio recorder, how much the frequency and the rate bits pick up. The DR60 is picking up really good EVP because there's something wrong with the chip. The chip inside is basically cheap. It's very cheap. So it's picking up ghost voices, but they still come out raspy. It's always so you gotta tell that's really EVP coming through. It's a really good audio recorder. However, even with the DR60, after recording, you have to hit stop and then play. Now, if they only had an audio recorder that would record automatically, stop on its own, then press play. This is EVP voice. Eventually, Ghost will talk to it.
You read this here on for 3-4 hours, and you just listen to it, and eventually Ghost will talk to it.